The fact that we have to have a conversation over whether or not Wicked for Good should be classified as a sequel highlights both our media literacy problem and the flaws of the musical as a whole. Okay, so let's just address the media literacy problem. They fucking said it was a part one in the first movie. That was literally on the title screen. It was part one. I don't think it's fair to bring up the fact that they said in every single publication about this that it was just the first act. Because at the end of the day, Steve from 24 Hour Fitness, whose girlfriend brought him in there for date night against his will, is not gonna know about every publication saying that it was Act 1. So it's not Steve's fault that he didn't read every single publication about this before going to see it. But it is his fault that he didn't read the very clear Part 1 underneath the title of the first film. But that's not even the real problem behind why people call Wicked Part 2 a sequel. The real reason why people are confusing it for a sequel is because Elphaba's character arc in the first act is so complete with what the musical advertised itself as, which is a story of how Elphaba became known as the Wicked Witch of the West. Which is, in my opinion, one of the biggest reasons why people have always said that Wicked has a notoriously weaker second half. It's definitely not the music that makes it a weaker second half, because I'm sorry, I personally think No Good Deed is even better than Defying Gravity. And we all devastatingly cry and sob at For Good. But Act 1, the end of it feels like a whole and complete story in and of itself without Act 2. You could leave Act 1 and feel like you finished the show, and that is a problem. It makes the second half feel like it's tagged on, when the second half is an important part of the story. It's the most thematic part of the story. The theme of Wicked is identity, and Act 2 really explores Elphaba's relationship to her own identity and being labeled as the Wicked Witch of the West. With all of that said, I do think that the film improved upon the musical's weaknesses in that aspect, because while they do give the appropriate amount of focus to Elphaba's relationship to her own identity in Wicked for Good, they also dedicate way more time to Glinda's relationship to her identity, far more than the musical ever did. A lot of people don't like the Girl in the Bubble song, but that song fixes a big flaw in the musical where we don't really see Glinda's journey to realizing that Elphaba was right and she has to fix this herself. Wicked for Good was always going to be a hard sell for a lot of people, but I think that it is an improvement, honestly, on the second half of the musical. But it still so frustrates me that they're calling it a sequel, because they're kind of right.